And action! On this episode of Project 380, we're going to be changing the spark plugs. Today we're changing spark plugs on a VVT model, and it looks a little bit different to the Mark 1 and 2 as you have a coil pack system on top of the valve cover. So just take note of how this is all arranged, what coil goes where and what lead goes where, label them up and remove them. To remove the coil packs on the VVT model, it's simply 2 plugs and 4 bolts. Then you can pull the coil packs and the HT leads up and out. Checking the spark plugs, they all look in fairly good condition, but there's a little bit of yellowing on the straps which looks like it may have been slightly overheated. Definitely time for some new spark plugs. We're going to be putting in a nice new set of BKR 5E11s, and before we put them in we are going to set the plug gap. If the plug gap is too small, the spark is going to be slightly weak and it's going to lead to poor running issues. If the gap is too big, we can cause fouling. Fouling is where there's a deposit built up on the spark plug and then it won't spark properly anymore. So we're going to set these to 1 to 1.1 millimeter gap using a spark plug gapping tool. We're using a proper spark plug socket with a rubber bit in the end where we can put the spark plug in the socket, put it down in the cylinder and it's not going to drop. Make sure when you're doing this, when you do put the spark plug in the cylinder, you're not going to touch the strap and cause the plug gap to change. These need to be torqued down from 18 to 22 Newton meters. Then replace the coils and leads, make sure they go back in the same place they came from. Plug should be changed at least once a year, and it's always a good idea if you're about to go on a track day to put a nice fresh set of plugs in. So that is a nice fresh set of spark plugs installed. A huge thank you to Carspar, Valet and Vinyl for lending me their bay. If this video did help you in any way, leave it down in the comments below and leave us a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.